In part 3, we walk through an open-air farmers market in the morning, then drive through the Olympic town of Les Saisies, and make our way to the town of Chamonix to see Mont Blanc. Then, heading home, we pass by a herd of cows going home ready to give milk to make the famous Beaufort cheese. Back in town, we visit the cheese-making factory. After another comfortable night in the Hotel du Grand Mont, we went downstairs to have breakfast in the dining room, and I noticed that they had this model of the chapel we saw at Lake Roseland. In the morning, we visited a farmers market that was being held close to the hotel. We went there to see what fresh produce was being offered for sale. This farmers market is held every Wednesday morning, and the vendors offer farm fresh produce as well as fresh seafood and, of course, several varieties of cheese. I saw a couple of old cars near the farmers market. This one is an old Spanish-made Seat 600, which was in remarkably good condition. This model was built from 1957 to 1973 under license from Fiat. There was also this Russian-made Lada 4x4 and this classic motorcycle with sidecar. After visiting the farmers market, we started our trip to Chamonix to see Mont Blanc. We drove through the Olympic town of Les Saisies, which hosted the 1992 biathlon and cross-country skiing events. This building had a torch outside which had the flame burning for the duration of the games. Continuing on our journey, we passed by one of the many chairlifts in this area. This is a view looking downhill at one of them. And this is a view looking uphill with the chairs disappearing into the mountain mist. I wonder if there's any gorillas up there. You know, those famous gorillas in the mist. Along the way, we passed by a herd of the famous Beaufort cows known as Tarine's cows. These large, friendly, and inquisitive cows produce the milk used in the production of Beaufort cheese. By eating the alpine grasses and wildflowers, their milk has a unique flavor which gives the cheese its unique flavor too. Notice the wide straps used to secure the bells around their necks. This wide strap is used to prevent wolves from biting the necks of these cows if they get attacked. We arrive in the town of Chamonix and get some disappointing news. This is the cable car building that takes you to the top of the mountains where you can actually view Mont Blanc. Unfortunately, the mountain Mont Blanc is all covered in cloud bank right now with no sign of it letting up. Mont Blanc is somewhere behind the clouds back there. There's a cable car that goes to the top. It's not running right now. There's just a beautiful mix of light green growth and dark green growth intermixed with each other. Makes for a really pretty backdrop. We decided to walk around town and also have lunch in the hope that the cloud would clear up in the meantime. We had lunch at a really nice Chinese restaurant called She Yang, offering set platters for a good price. This is a meter gauge tram that takes people around town. There are 10 stations on this line within Chamonix. This rail route also continues over the border into Switzerland. This is a little electric tram that takes locals and visitors around town. Unfortunately, the clouds still covered Mont Blanc, but this is what it would look like if we could actually see it. Making our way back through the hills and valleys to Beaufort, we passed by this herd of Tarine cows heading back to the farm to give milk after grazing all day on the alpine grasses and wildflowers which flavored their milk. The welcome sign in Beaufort is shaped like a cheese wheel with the wedge missing. Back in town, we stopped by the cheese-making factory. This mural shows the process of making the cheese as well as a couple of Tarine cows. Outside the production facility, there was this well-maintained example of a Citroën HY van, produced from 1947 to 1981. They had suicide doors and used corrugated metal panels. These images show you the different regions of the Savoie valleys and also how the milk is processed and made into cheese. This is a representation of a cheese wheel during maturation. To make the cheese, the milk is first heated while being stirred, then cast into beechwood hoops or molds, which gives the cheese its distinctive concave shape. It is then pressed for 24 hours, taken out of the hoops and cooled for another 24 hours. Once cooled, it is soaked in brine and then stored on spruce shelves for 1 or 2 months. Here you can see a series of molds with cheesecloths ready to receive the heated milk. This video explains the process in more details, showing the various activities needed to process the raw milk into the final product. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for part 4 coming soon.